Hi, welcome to valuationpodcast.com, a podcast and video series about all things related to business and valuation. My name is Melissa Gragg, and I'm a valuation expert witness and divorce mediator in St. Louis, Missouri. I have the privilege to interview Randy Kessler today, who is a high-profile divorce attorney in Atlanta, Georgia, for over 30 years. He's a founding partner of KS Family Law, a 30-person family law firm in Atlanta. He represents entertainers and athletes. He's wrote Divorce, Protect Yourself, Your Kids, and Your Future. He is the former chair of the family law section of the American Bar Association. He is a professor at Emory Law School, and he is the founder of Starsona, which provides personal videos from stars to their fans. Randy, we are so lucky to have you here, and we're going to be talking about virtual court, divorce mediation, and valuation during COVID-19 pandemic. So what do you think some of the lessons that you've learned from COVID-19 for online court hearings? Like, how have you become more efficient in this process?
So it has made me realize exactly what I've always tried to understand and tried to do, which is be prepared, right? Trials are not won by winging it. And there are always lawyers that are just wonderful at walking into court and persuading the judge and charming the judge. That's not how you win. That's not how you get a successful result. So you've got to be very, very prepared. There's nothing more embarrassing than being in court in front of a client and something going wrong. On the other hand, judges now more focused on the facts. There might be a lawyer who's disorganized, fumbles through his or her papers, can't find the notes or the exhibit or the budget or the valuation or your report, Melissa, and the judge gets frustrated. It's not the client's fault. The facts may dictate that the client should get everything the lawyer is asking for, but the disorganization negatively affects people. This is now making us be more organized, and we have to learn. The choice was retire and not practice family law anymore, or learn how to do Zoom and other online events. And it's not been hard. And I'm also very lucky that our firm, we have a bunch of young lawyers. So we've got 4 or 5 people that are under 30 years old, lawyers, and they love it. To them, it's more fun that way, and they're actually doing more because you can be in court in one county in the morning and in another county in the afternoon. Whereas before, we'd have to just cancel and reschedule the second court date because there was no way with Atlanta traffic we were going to make it from Fulton County to Gwinnett County in less than an hour or two.
Well, and what we're trying to say to experts is that you really have to treat it like you are in court. So you need to show, you can do whatever, you can wear whatever you want. That's fine. But we advise wear proper clothing. It's just in case you have to stand up, right? Try to be in a situation where you're not. Distractions are fine for Zoom happy hours and Zoom meetings, but it's not okay if you're doing an online deposition. Like, you have to be somewhere where you are not going to be distracted, but you also have to show up like it's court. And I think that this is interesting because we talked about this several months ago, that you were building an in-person kind of mock courtroom. And so I kind of want to show people what, this is one way to start to get ready for what maybe the future of litigation, of divorce, or any type of trials is going to be. That if we can't all go into the courtroom, we can at least, if you and I were on a case and we were coming in with your clients, we're now in what we know as court, and we act accordingly. And so tell us a little bit about what you guys built.
I will. And I do want to talk, just want to finish up about, dressing for court. Look, I'm not in court, but I'm dressed nice for you because my reputation is important. First impressions are important. You got to make a good first impression. So as for court, so we represent some high wealth folks, and high wealth folks would typically, just like anybody, would typically not prefer to be in a crowded courthouse where everybody's hearing their business and looking at them. And so we started building this before the pandemic, and we finished it during the pandemic to have private judging. Now, it sounds fancy, private judging, but really it's just arbitration. And most states now allow some form of arbitration. Some states, like Georgia, allow you to arbitrate custody and financial issues. And so you don't really need a fancy courtroom like this to do it. You can do it in a mediation room or in a conference room. But if people are going to pay us to present the case, I want it to feel like court. I also want to be able to practice with my clients so that if they have to go to a courthouse, they sort of felt what it was like to be cross-examined in a real courtroom. But I think now with COVID, you're going to see a lot more firms, and of course the big firms, the 1,000-person, the 400-person firms have their in-house courtrooms. The small firms, we're a 15-lawyer firm, which is pretty big for family law. But most family lawyers are 2, 3, 4 people. They're probably not going to build a courtroom, but I bet you're going to see more and more of them doing it or sharing a courtroom, because it's the way of the future. Courthouses are already overwhelmed before COVID. Now they're doubly overwhelmed because of the backlog. People are not trying cases yet. Do you want to go stand in line through security and wait on crowded elevators and have a judge who's got 1,000 cases to get through? Or do you want to pay a private judge who can talk to you privately and you can say, Judge, I need to take a break. Can we come back tomorrow? And the judge says, I'm getting paid $400 or $500 an hour. I'm your employee today. You guys tell me what you want me to do. And so there are a lot of benefits to this private judging thing. And